What if I told you that there was a way that you could change your physical appearance without having to get plastic surgery or go through anything medically invasive? You probably wouldn't believe me, right? But that's okay, because today I'm going to show you guys exactly what you can do in order to glow up and finally become the most attractive, beautiful version of yourself. All right, so first things first, your glow up isn't just about your looks. It's about your mindset, your habits, and how you take care of yourself inside and out. If you want to become the most confident, attractive version of you, you have to be willing to do the work. So today I'm going to give you guys the ultimate glow up blueprint, which includes everything from nutrition, skincare, and even the little habits that make a huge difference. Let's get into it. So the first thing that you need to work on if you want to change your appearance and look better, you need to work on your mindset. Before you could even get into the physicality of things, you need to begin transforming your mindset. The way that you speak to yourself matters. If you're constantly speaking down on yourself, doubting your abilities, comparing yourself to others, you're blocking your glow up before it could even start. Instead, you need to rewire your thoughts. You need to speak to yourself with love and confidence. Look in the mirror and say, I am becoming my best self. I am worthy. I am beautiful. Besides your self talk, you need to believe that anything is possible. You need to truly believe that this transformation is possible and that it can be done. If you do not believe that you are capable of transforming yourself, then it's never going to happen, because your belief system is the foundation for everything that happens in your life. And last but not least, you need to have discipline. Discipline is more important than having motivation, because motivation eventually fades away. And you need to be able to continue with your beauty regimen. You need to be able to continue with these little habits and practices that I'm going to teach you in order to maintain your beauty and your physical appearance. And then also, you need to maintain your self-esteem, because the minute your self-esteem starts to drop, it's going to reflect in your outer appearance. And in order to maintain your self-esteem, you need to be disciplined enough to continue practicing healthy habits, being mindful about the way that you're speaking to yourself and whether or not you're comparing yourself to others. If you do not have a mindset like the one that I just described, then you're not going to be ready to maintain or even implement a lot of the practices that I'm going to tell you about. So the first thing you need to do is work on your mindset. I do have a self-concept series that I am doing right now. I'm transferring my self-concept over a span of 6 months, and I'm giving you guys weekly updates as to the things that I'm learning about myself and the things that I'm witnessing that are changing in my reality. So if you do want to learn more about transforming your self-concept, where I talk a lot about your self-talk and different mindful practices that you can use to improve your self-esteem and your self-confidence, go ahead and check out my other video about self-concept and follow along on my journey. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is nutrition. Okay, so the way that I'm laying this out for you guys is definitely in a list of priorities, and it's definitely in order. The first thing you need to be worried about is your mindset, and then right up underneath that is your nutrition, because what you are putting into your body is ultimately going to reflect on the outside. You know, when they say you are what you eat, that is so true. The first thing you need to be focusing on is your hydration. Before anything else, hydration. If you're not drinking at least 2 liters of water a day, I honestly would recommend that you try to aim for a gallon, because go big or go home, right? But if you're not drinking at least 2 liters of water a day, then you are behind and you are doing yourself a huge disservice, because staying hydrated is going to increase the elasticity of your skin. It's going to give you a glow. It's going to clear up your acne, and it's going to cause you to not look so inflamed and puffy all the time. If you ever see somebody who has like sunken in eyes, like very, very, very dark circles, their skin is just dry and flaky, it makes you look older. It makes you look older, it makes you look worn down, and it dims your light. When you're hydrated and you're drinking enough water, you just have this kind of like glow, this hydrated, lively glow to you that plays a huge role in the way that you're showing up in the world and how other people are perceiving you. So you need to stay hydrated. You need to start cutting out all of the like junk food, like all of the processed snacks, chips, cakes, candies, yeah, all that stuff. You need to cut that out, because not only is it going to cause you to gain unnecessary weight, but it's also going to cause you to look different as well. And what I mean by look different is that it takes away your glow. Just like when you're not drinking enough water, if you're taking in the bad ingredients and things that do not contribute to your health, then it's going to cause you to look unhealthy, right? Like these kinds of foods can cause you to bloat. You know, they're high in salt and sugar, so they can cause your skin to break out. And overall, you're just not going to look healthy because usually the most attractive people are also very healthy. You have to eat clean. So instead of eating all of those junk foods and stuff, you need to replace them with healthier things that have all of the nutrients that aid in things like your skin and just your overall appearance. So you need to be eating like a lot of nuts, a lot of things with high healthy fats like olives, avocado, fruit, and just healthier snacks because it's going to reflect in the way that you look. All right, so while we're talking about food, another really big thing for me personally was identifying trigger foods. So I've always been kind of like a stomach problem girly. Like I've always had a pretty sensitive stomach throughout the years, but recently I was diagnosed with rosacea, which is an autoimmune disorder that causes a red rash on the skin. And I noticed that there were a lot of foods that triggered an outbreak. And it just led me down a rabbit hole to where I'm realizing that a lot of people have food intolerances that they've either been ignoring or don't even realize is there. So pay more close attention to what you're eating and how your body is actually reacting to the things that you're eating, because it could be causing inflammation in the body, which leads to like puffiness in the face, and it can kind of cause you to not look your best all the time because of what your body is trying to fight against. If you see your face looking puffier, if you see your skin looking drier, flakier, then chances are you might be allergic to something and you need to definitely cut that out of your diet in order to stay looking beautiful and healthy. I really think it's important to start taking in supplements. Now, I know a lot of people prefer to get their nutrients through food. However, I feel like the older that we get, the harder it is to actually do that. Because like I said, if you're a stomach problem girly like me, there are a lot of foods that you do have to cut out of your diet. And it makes it a little bit harder to get all of the nutrients in that are going to optimize your beauty. So, for example, collagen. Instead of eating collagen rich foods, you could also just opt in for a supplement. And I highly do recommend. So, the supplements that I personally take besides collagen is I take magnesium, potassium, vitamin D, vitamin C, and I'm also making sure that I'm taking a lot of herbs as well. I take maca root and I also take fenugreek, and those are things that actually aid in my beauty because it actually helps in hair growth and skin cell reproduction. Oh my gosh, and one other thing I forgot, how could I forget this? While we're talking about nutrition, you need to prioritize your gut health. If you have not started on a journey to correcting your gut health, this is your sign. You need to start prioritizing your gut health and maintaining a healthy microbiome within your digestive system because it affects your mood, it affects your skin, it affects your overall appearance and how you are showing up in the world. So if you haven't started, there's little things that you can do to get started right away by just going to your local grocery store. You need to start eating some Greek yogurt, sauerkraut, there's things like kefir, but you need to start taking in things that are going to nurture your digestive system because your gut health could low-key be what's making you ugly right now. And listen, nobody's ugly. I'm not going to say that, but if you're not the best version of yourself right now, you definitely need to look into getting on top of your gut health because it could be a huge contributor to why your glow is not glowing. So this is your sign. If you haven't started working on your gut health, then I highly recommend you get on top of that right now. And every fix is not going to be right for everybody because you may not like sauerkraut, and a lot of the things that you have to take and use they don't really taste the best. So you kind of have to go through some trial and error to figure out what's going to work best for you, but definitely get on top of that like today. All right, so that being said, we're gonna get into my favorite part because you already know I'm a fit girl, so you already know I had to talk about exercise. You need to start moving your body. You need to start moving your body. You're never going to look like the best version of yourself if you do not move your body. Even the most minimal thing like getting 10K steps in a day. If you're not doing even that, then you really got some nerve to even be on this video right now. Like, I'm not even playing. I'm so serious about this. You need to exercise and move your body. That's like the base level. But if you really want to get into like an aggressive transformation stage to where you're like building muscle and all of that, then you need to start working out for real, like lifting heavy weights and all of those things. Because honestly, what really changed like the structure of my face and really like the reason that my face is really so T right now, but besides my genetics, what really made my face like T like this, like the cheekbones, everything, is lifting weights and working out. Like really working out, like 3 to 5 days a week, working out, heavy lifting, progressive overload, training calisthenics, running 3-4 miles, getting on the stair climber, doing dynamic stretching, taking flexibility classes. All of that is what really contributed to the definition that you see in my face. And that is the foundation for everything else that you're going to be doing like with your face. You have to work on your body composition. The more muscle mass you actually build in your body, it like low-key kind of like stimulates your body to build more testosterone. And I know what you're thinking, oh my God, I don't want to look like a man, whatever. But having more testosterone in your body is actually what lends to having like higher cheekbones and a more structured jawline. So it's actually good to have a little bit of testosterone. And the way that you can go about doing that naturally is by working out, by lifting weights, right? The more fat you burn, also, the more chiseled and cut out your face is going to look. So the reason you don't really have much definition in your face is because you probably have a higher body fat percentage. Now, I know there's some people who just carry a lot of fat in their face, and it could be genetic, but 99% of y'all, the reason that you have such a chubby face and you don't really have defined features is because your body fat percentage is too high and you need to lose weight. And you need to start doing things like cardio, and then eventually you can move into like weightlifting and other different areas of fitness in order to streamline your body composition. Less fat equals a more T face. And I'm sorry, I don't make up the rules. That's just how it goes. So you need to start working out. Period. Like there's no way around that one. And y'all knew that I was going to get on here and I was going to emphasize that one because it's literally chef's kiss. It's the perfect way to get finer. Like, because not only does it change your body, but it also changes your face. Like, actually, I'm going to put a picture up right now so you guys can see. This is how I looked when I had a high body fat percentage. This is my face when my body fat was higher, right? Beautiful, still very cute, but it's not giving like femme fatale. Like it's not giving like snatched. It's not giving, face card tea. Like it's literally giving like I'm eating a little bit too much. It's giving I'm not my best self. It's giving puffy. It's giving inflamed. It's giving not glowing. It's giving dull. Okay. Beautiful girl. However, this is not the best version of myself. Versus now, like as you can see, my face is more chiseled, my features are more defined, and I just have a different kind of like glow to me. And it's because I was not working out here and I am aggressively working out now. And like you guys know, I've always been a fit girl my entire life, but I'm human and I have gone through phases where I was not prioritizing exercise and fitness. And that is what happened when I went through those phases. And I'm not proud of them, but I'm also not ashamed of them because I'm able to show you guys like a before and after. And I can be my own testimony that this stuff actually works and it actually does make a difference. Okay, so another thing I want to talk to you guys about is improving your posture. Okay, posture is like, let me tell you something. I had 2 daughters. Okay, so I have back pain out of this world, which I also work aggressively on correcting and alleviating. So don't come for me. But I do a lot of the times find myself like sinking in and like soaking down into myself. And I have to like pull my shoulders back and hold my neck up in order to like feel present in the world and remind myself that, hey, I'm that girl. And if you are constantly carrying yourself with your shoulders back and your neck up, you're going to show up in the world as somebody who is confident and somebody who is proud of their face. If you are showing up with your face up, leading forward, you are people are naturally going to know that you like yourself, right? And people naturally gravitate towards people who like themselves. So not only do you need to be working physically on the way that you look, but you also need to be working on the way that you carry those looks. Because if you are carrying yourself sunken down like this, that's not cute, that's not attractive. You need to throw them shoulders back, hold that neck up, and be proud of the face that God gave you. And even though there may be room for improvement, you need to be grateful and you need to be happy that you were blessed enough to even be on this journey. And honestly, I know it's easier said than done, but I also highly recommend, this is my cheat code for maintaining a good posture. You need to get a waist trainer. And I know, like, people probably think, oh my God, waist trainers don't work. That's so 2012. Yeah, bodybuilders still wear waist trainers to this day during their prep. And that is like a well-kept secret. It's always been a secret in the bodybuilding community, and it still works to this day because they actually do what they're meant to do. They help to maintain your posture. A good waist trainer, it's going to keep you upright. And the more you train your body to be upright, the more you're going to do that naturally. And having a good posture is so sexy. It's so attractive. It exudes confidence. And if you're not mindful enough to like keep yourself up, you need to buy yourself a waist trainer. I actually have some on my website, so you can go ahead and check them out. I carry sizes extra small through large, and I also have the measurements on there as well. So if you're interested and you need something to help you show up in the world a little bit more confident, then go ahead and get you a waist trainer. Okay, so another thing that I want to talk to y'all about is skincare and like teeth care, like dental care and that kind of stuff, which is a kind of tricky topic because it does cost a lot of money for a lot of like the commercial services that you can get in order to improve your skin and teeth. However, I'm just going to tell you guys what I did personally in order to kind of like get good results. So as far as my skin goes, I went to a dermatologist. That's how I even found out that I had rosacea and was able to kind of like change course on what I was doing with my skin, and I ended up getting really beautiful results. So I'm going to show you guys a picture of a before and after of what my skin looked like when I went before going to the dermatologist and after going to the dermatologist. So this right here is when I was before going to the dermatologist. I was in the middle of a flare up, and this was not the first flare up. I had had multiple flare ups before I even thought about going to the dermatologist. But as you can see, my skin is literally inflamed and enraged. I actually had a bunch of little bumps on my face, and just overall, the texture of my skin just was not what I wanted it to be. And this over here, I'm going to show you guys a picture of me without makeup because, you know, I'll be beating my face down for my videos. But without makeup, this is what my skin actually looks like now. And I never had the worst skin before, but I did have very irritated and inflamed skin. And to go from that to this, the only literal thing that changed was I went to a doctor. And I know we live in America where not everybody has insurance, but transparency, I was on Medicaid, and Medicaid actually covered this visit. So I know a lot of insurances will cover your visit because a lot of the times it's not even just an aesthetic or cosmetic situation. You could actually have underlying skin conditions that are causing you to break out and to not look like your best self. So number one, I highly recommend you to go to a dermatologist if you can. Okay, and then second of all, for teeth, I use Colgate Optic White. They're not sponsoring this post. They have not paid me to say this. I use Colgate Optic White. I seen somebody on TikTok the other day, like I want to say maybe 6 months ago, and she said that this is what she uses as well. And I had already been using it for like a good year, only because I like the texture of the toothpaste, and I just prefer it over other toothpaste. But she was actually a dentist, and she said that this is what she uses in order to keep her teeth white. She doesn't really use white strips or anything like that. Now I use white strips. I do it once every 6 months, and my teeth are not perfect right now, but they're very white. I have a winning smile because I'm doing everything that I can in my power right now to make sure that my smile is beautiful. I used to have braces, however, the results were not what I wanted them to be. So I ended up getting them removed. And I'm actually going to be getting dental bonding in order to close up some of the gaps. But as far as teeth go, I would just highly suggest work on whitening your teeth, and then look into some cheaper options in order to improve your smile without having to break the bank. Okay, so the next thing I want to get into is your hairstyle. Now, me personally, I feel like a hairstyle can really make or break somebody as far as their looks goes. And I really, really, really want to stress the importance of finding a hairstyle that frames your face and really complements your facial structure. So, for example, me, I really like a short cut because I feel like it highlights my features and complements my face better than having like big hair or a lot of hair. Because I have a small head and I have prominent features, I feel like too much hair kind of like drowns me out and swallows me up. So I prefer like more sleek looks. Like this and a slick back are my two favorite styles of all time, only because like I said, I have a small head and I have very prominent features. So for you, I really feel like you need to look into what hairstyles really, really complement your face shape. The first thing you do is figure out what kind of face shape you actually have and what kind of hairstyles actually would complement your face shape. If you can't afford to go to a stylist, Google is free. Definitely look into that and try to figure out what your signature style is going to be. And your signature style needs to be a combination of something that complements your features and complements your style and personality. You also need to take into consideration what hair colors would actually complement your skin tone and your skin undertone. So, if you have a warmer undertone, you would definitely be wearing a different hair color than somebody who has a cooler undertone. Now, I'm not saying you can't switch up your hairstyle and try different styles in order to express yourself, but there's always going to be a specific look or a few specific looks that complement you better than others. And if you want to glow up and be the best version of yourself, you need to figure out what those styles are. So no matter how many times you change your hair or how many different ways you experiment, you always have that one style to go back to that you know is T across the board. Okay, so the next thing I want to get into is makeup. So for me, it took me a long time to kind of figure out like what look I like best for myself. But I kind of eventually decided that I was just going to accept the features that I had and not try to recreate something that I don't have. Now, don't get me wrong, makeup is so powerful. You can use it to transform your face and create a look that you desire. However, I think that the makeup style that's going to complement you the best is going to be one that takes into consideration the features that you do have and enhances them in the best light versus trying to cake on the makeup and hide features that you have. Because while it may show up really cool on camera where you can edit and filter, in real life, it's going to show that you have layers and layers of makeup on. And not only is it not visually pleasing to the eye, but it also sends a message that you do not like the way that you look. And I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. That's literally just the way it is. Your eyebrows need to complement your face. Your eyelashes need to complement your eye shape. Your contouring needs to be in the right places. And some people require more contouring, some people require less. Like me, for example, I at first was not contouring any part of my face because I just felt like it made me look too prominent. But I learned a contouring technique that actually complements the shape that I have. So now the contouring actually enhances my features versus making me look haggard and, you know, like too much. Like I don't want to look like a clown. The goal is not to look like a clown. The goal is not to look like somebody's makeup bag exploded on you. The goal is to enhance your features and to look like a goddess. And if you're not good at doing your makeup, you need to be practicing. You need to be learning techniques, going on TikTok, YouTube, and figuring out how to actually do these styles of makeup that complement your face. And I know probably sounds annoying because wiping your makeup off at the end of the day can be so like, I mean, it used to feel like that for me, but now that it's a part of my nighttime ritual and my nighttime routine, like I actually look forward to it. But I would highly suggest that you practice doing your makeup even when you're not going anywhere. Oh my gosh, don't kill me. Practice doing your makeup even when you're not going anywhere. Low key, especially if you're not going anywhere, because that way you have more room to really get in there and practice and try out the techniques that you've been wanting to try. Because the more you practice, the better you will get at it. And the better you get at your makeup, the better you look. The little things you do daily is what's going to add up towards this big dramatic transformation. So I'm going to leave you guys with a few of the atomic habits that I implement daily in order to elevate my glow up. First of all, stomach vacuums. One thing about it, I'm going to do some stomach vacuums. And if you do not know how to do stomach vacuums, or if you don't know what they are, I will highly suggest you go ahead on over to my Instagram page. I have 2 or 3 videos on there where I'm giving you a tutorial and also doing them with you. It's pinned to the top, so you don't have any more excuses. And the reason that I love doing stomach vacuums is because if you are not naturally blessed and naturally endowed with that sort of like hourglass snatched little waist, then stomach vacuums are going to give you sort of a sleeker, more streamlined waistline. And for me, I have a short torso and I'm not necessarily like this at my waist. Like, now I don't have a big waist, but I'm not like curved at my waist because my torso is really tiny because I'm a short person. So if you are someone who has, you know, a small waist and a flat stomach, but you're not necessarily giving those kind of like hourglass curves, I would highly recommend that you do stomach vacuums, because training abs, they may cause the muscles in your abdomen to grow, which can actually add size to your waistline instead of making it look more snatched. So this is why I opt in for doing stomach vacuums every single day versus consistently training abs, because that's how I avoid getting too blocky. I keep my stomach flat, but I also kind of have like a cinched little baby doll hourglass waist, and I contribute that 100% to doing the stomach vacuums. Mewing. So if you don't know what mewing is, it's when you take your tongue and you hold it to the top roof of your mouth and hold it there. And it sounds really weird, but the reason that I do that is because it's going to train your jaw to be more snatched. So for example, if you look at my jawline right now versus now. So during your day-to-day, like whenever you're at rest or just chilling or not really talking or using your mouth, you need to be mewing. Hold that tongue up and train that jawline, because you can go get fillers if you want to. But if you can't afford that, then that is going to be your next best option. And the more consistent you get with doing it, the more streamlined and snatched up your jawline is going to look. You need to be using a gua sha. Okay, I don't play about my gua sha. This is the gua sha that I use, and I literally got this from Dollar Tree. You can literally find these at the dollar store, CVS, Amazon, wherever. And essentially what it does is you are going to drag it along your face in certain areas in order to drain your lymphatic system. Draining your lymphatic system is going to make you look so much different, because naturally, whenever our bodies are inflamed or dehydrated, it's going to hold a lot of water in our face, and it makes us look puffy and really tired. But if you're draining your lymphatic system every single day, you're going to look so much more alive. Your features are going to be so much more defined, and your face is just overall going to look more lifted and glowy and vibrant. Okay, so this is a really big one. Relax your face. Relax your face. Like, don't get me wrong, I love a good RBF, because sometimes you want to look unapproachable and you want to give, you know, don't talk to me. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, like, you need to relax your face. You can be angry, you can express emotion without like scrunching up your face really hard. And sometimes, like when I'm focusing or reading on something, I can feel myself like scrunching up my face in order to focus. And in those moments, I remind myself to relax my face, because whenever you scrunch your face up like that, you're essentially training your skin to create wrinkles. And you don't want to be wrinkling prematurely, because we have all the time in the world to have wrinkles, right? And it's not going to be right now. So relax your face. You need to stop drinking and doing drugs and partying and doing all that stuff. Yeah, I'm sorry. Y'all knew it was coming. Y'all knew it was coming. And I feel like I don't talk about this enough in my videos, because I don't know, I don't be wanting to like rub people the wrong way, because there's nothing wrong with having a good time, right? But Some of you guys are taking it to the excess and going overboard with it, but then turning around and wondering why you're not looking the way that you envision yourself to look. And it's because you're draining your energy by going out to these parties and putting substances in your body that you know for a fact is going to harm you in the long run. So I'm not big on alcohol. I don't really drink hard liquor. I'm never going to turn down a good time that involves food and wine, but I don't really go to the clubs or do all of that too much because I don't want to be in an environment that's going to push me to do things that are going to take away from my beauty. So I'm never going to be in a situation where I'm going to be doing any kind of hard drugs. Mind you, I've never even done hard drugs before, and I still would never put myself in that situation. And I'm not drinking hard liquor. I'll have a glass of wine with dinner, but that's about it. And I definitely think that that contributes to the way that my face looks, the way that my body looks, and my overall beauty. Because if you're not putting poison in your body, you're not going to look like poison. Sleep on your back. You need to be sleeping on your back because it's really just a very simple and easy and free way to maintain your beauty. When you sleep on your back, essentially all of the fluid and the puffiness that would be what you would wake up to in the morning is actually going to drain down out of your face the same way it would like if you did like a lymphatic massage. In the mornings when you wake up, it usually takes like an hour or two for your face to kind of like depuff and start looking normal. But if you sleep on your back, you kind of get to skip that whole thing and you literally just wake up flawless. I promise you. And if you find it hard to sleep on your back throughout the whole night, here's a little hack that I recommend you try. Set an alarm for about 45 minutes to an hour earlier than when you would normally wake up. And if that sounds like too much, then honestly, you're not ready for a transformation. And I'm just going to put it to you straight. Set an alarm for about 45 minutes to an hour earlier than you would wake up. And once that alarm goes off, you're going to shift your position over to laying on your back. And even though you may not be able to fall back asleep, you're just going to lay there and relax your body for 45 minutes to an hour in order to have your face like drain out all of that fluid and kind of depuff before you actually get up for your day. It took me a long time to actually start sleeping on my back throughout the night. And I found that on those nights where I woke up on my side, I just turned over for a little bit. And when I laid there for a few hours, it made a big difference in how I looked when I faced that mirror to brush my teeth. All right, so this is a weird one. You guys might think I'm a little kooky for this, but I'm sorry. Like, this is real. It's science and it works. I listen to subliminals while I sleep. Now, for me, my transformation, I'm very aggressive about it. When I want something, I'm going to go after it full force. And I feel like during my sleep, I can be utilizing that time to be affirming things to my subconscious. And that's what the subliminals are for. You can go on YouTube and type it in. There's pretty much subliminals for any kind of thing you wish to achieve and desire in life, whether it's physical beauty, whether it's spiritual, financial success, love, whatever it is, you name it, there's subliminals for it. And basically what it is just a series, a looped series of affirmations that are aligned with what you want, and they are so silent and quiet underneath either like music or rain sounds or something like that, that they are basically going straight to your subconscious and locking in those thoughts. And why that's so powerful is because your subconscious is basically what's shaping your reality right now. Your deepest core beliefs about yourself is what's going to reflect in your outer world. So if you are programming your mind while you sleep to know that you're beautiful, that your bone structure is perfect, that your teeth are white, that your nose is gorgeous, that your eye shape is beautiful, that you are beautiful, then that's going to reflect in your outer world because you are now going to do everything in your power to make sure that you are affirming and keeping it up in the physical. And my final atomic habit to you is to prioritize your rest and your sleep. You need to stop stressing yourself out and depriving yourself of sleep because stress is going to literally deplete you to a point where it shows. People can see when you are stressed out because you're going to have like wrinkles in your skin, you're going to have dark circles, and also too, stress is a number one contributor to autoimmune disorders. And use me as a testimony. I went through a tremendous amount of grief and a tremendous amount of stress at the same time, and eventually it triggered an autoimmune response in my body, and I now have this skin condition that I have to deal with the rest of my life. And take heed to this warning. You have to prioritize managing your stress. If you can afford to, if you can manage to get to therapy, you need to do that. Or you need to be figuring out a night routine in order to make sure that you're getting adequate rest at night. Because it's one thing to be stressed out, and it's another thing to be stressed out and sleep deprived. So your rest physically and mentally is so important, and it's crucial towards being your most beautiful, confident, best looking self. Your glow up isn't just about looks. It's about being your best self and showing up in your highest form every single day. So start implementing these habits now and just watch how you transform. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Subscribe for more content like this and give me a comment down below. What's one glow up habit that you're going to focus on in order to transform your looks and be the most beautiful, confident version of yourself? Let's level up together. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.